spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the London Monarchs and the Minnesota Vikings. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Vikings coming into play. They're squaring off against a very tough unit to throw against.
And this is not one of the better passing offenses in the league to begin with, Brandon. And to illustrate that point, they're down near the bottom of the power ranking, so the focus is going to need to be on possession-type throws. Whether they're trying to use their running backs or tight ends a little bit more, the big thing is to make sure the quarterback gets it out of his hands quickly to his receivers, and they hope to gain an advantage that way.
Strap in. This will be a good one. 2 one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
They start the drive with Cook. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Marking down at the 49. And good yardage as he rumbles for 24 at first. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his whole line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And he's going to use his legs here. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time unwrapping another dimension to his game, showing off those wheels, and picking up some nice yardage.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. Gets past one man. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed. No space to fit in the football.
Sly able to put this one through. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their 3rd-year quarterback.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they're going to get this up to midfield. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's got this all the way down to the 5-yard line. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so they're going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. He'll look to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Looking to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
Well, there's so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
On for the field goal now is Evan McPherson. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. McPherson's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season.
And it's a fumble. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Forced out to his left. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
And the tough thing is when he goes back and reviews the film, he'll see that he already escaped the pocket. He could have gotten more himself by using his legs, and that might have been the better choice there instead of challenging the zone. A miscalculation on his part, and he pays for it with the interception.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They'll have very good starting field position here as they try to break our tie, and they start 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And this defense rallies, and they stop them short of the 1st down right near the 24. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that's going to make it 4th down. They'll look to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll look to throw again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Back to throw again. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It's a big loss of 5 there on 2nd down to bring up 3rd and goal.
And on 2nd and goal, they decide to throw it again, and this result is even worse. They take a sack. On 1st down, it was simply an incomplete pass. Not a good first 2 plays, beginning with 1st and goal.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll drop to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. And for the field goal now is Evan McPherson. From the left half, should be a fairly easy one here. McPherson's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
He gets this to Devontae Adams. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The numbers for Adams in last week's game. 5 catches and even 60 yards and a touchdown.
And he's able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Cook now off the read option. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And this will be a Vikings first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Cook following the penalty. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
2nd and 13. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know, the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off the option, he'll try and run with it. And he is going to lose yardage here. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw a defensive end right in his face, because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. London about set to take over on offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And they'll give him another And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. On third down, they're going to run for it here. They needed a yard. They got it. First down.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get this up to about the 40. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Joey Sly on for the extra point. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. as the kick's away following that fumble return. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled it to 20. London about set to take over on offense. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were in nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Cook again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on, because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
It's what you call a rookie mistake. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave it with a 2nd and 3. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete. They did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and that brings up 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're saying.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. So they bring out their punter as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And you see Dalvin Cook in the offense heading back out, and he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth, and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Steps away to his left, and he'll just get rid of it. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Setting up the screen for Cook. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked down inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Second and 9 now. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Complete to number 87.
But I think it's about time I took my eyes off of the secondary or the guys with the football. How about the offensive line on that snap? They took care of business.
Absolutely, and when he can stay in the pocket like that, you're going to get big plays like we just saw. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. They'll set up to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
This taken in at the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And it is the Chargers who have the lead in the second quarter. Keenan Allen, a touchdown reception. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Browns in that one. 2 touchdown passes there for Deshaun Watson. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Tom Brady sharp in the victory as his guys bounce back from a tough start to the year to claim victory number 1. We'll move on now to check out the next-gen stats in that first half for our home team. And despite the fact that they're down on the scoreboard, they were able to have some success throwing the football in that opening half. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. On third down, they're going to run for it here. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here's 2nd and 8. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Give him 32 on the play. Well, he can certainly be a big asset in this passing game. He proves it right there. He makes the catch out of the backfield, and then off he goes.
Yeah, this is nothing more than a simple screen pass, but he does a really nice job of showing patience and letting his blockers get out in front of him. And he turns it into really nice yardage.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Working with his 2nd and 4. He'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Back to throw now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 64 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. That one definitely helps as they try to push the ball down the field here, trailing early in the third quarter.
And even though they're trailing, not abandoning the running game. People may call it an adjustment. I think it's just much more sticking to what works for you and continuing to have faith in it. And the running game is starting to pay off.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Monarchs have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
They'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And with a successful two-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 3rd.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
And on now is the punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at about the 14. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. They're going to look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Adams. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
They go play action here on first down. Pressure comes and down he goes. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the back.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Nick Bosa dropping him for the second straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on third down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. He'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
An absolutely dominating series from that pass rush to record the safety. 3 sacks in a row shouldn't be possible against an NFL offensive line. But there they are, dropping him on 3 straight reps, the last of which came in the end zone for 2 points.
So free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. And it's taken in at the 9. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 23 yards on the tuck and run. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. 2nd and 6. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
God, that's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards it.
Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So a pressure spot here for Evan McPherson. So this will be spotted on the midfield load. Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out, and the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Looking to throw. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd.
They'll set up a throw. Boyd's the target. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the defense will get their hands on it, going the other way.
The pass on 3rd down.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the 4th quarter. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get...
And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Buying time to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. And he's got it. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping them from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Sly able to put this one through. It's kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the three with a starting field position like that. Three's not what you're banking on.
No, you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball into the end zone and put sixes on the scoreboard.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. London about set to take over on offense. Their lead back down to one score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Here's a 2nd and 7. It'll be a 16-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell him to take care of the ball and try and move forward.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down by 6. A little under 2.5 to go. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. And this is Cook with a grab. And they're going to get this up to midfield. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Back to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Running for it. Here's Cook. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. It's caught here by Adams. And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10. And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described, big-time arm right there. And let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. London about set to take over on offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he's got his man out of the slot, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This to almost certainly win the football game. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. You talk about a big kick under pressure in the fourth quarter. I mean, that wasn't like a 33-yarder. That was long distance.
Not only does it show the faith that they have in him, but also remember, if they miss that one, they're giving up the ball near midfield, so they had to be very confident that he was going to put that one through the post.
This one fielded at the 5, and he returns this to the 22. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it, because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded, because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for our visitors, they boost their record up to